have. And then your will should be in conjunction with that. It should start expressing it, and they grow older, and then they learn to pass along their values in connection with the size of the state. If there's family farms, it's one thing. If it's a bunch of marketable securities, it's something else. But I know one instance by a particularly rich fellow that once a year he'd get his kids together and have a dinner and do all kinds of things to get them to sign their income tax returns in blank, because he didn't want them to know how much money they had and everything. Well, if that isn't going to work, I mean, I don't know what necessarily would have worked with him, but if you want, but Charlie and I have said it, if you want to figure out how you want to live your life, you write your obituary and reverse engineer it. I mean, and Paul Andrews, incidentally, who you mentioned at TTI, lived as great a life as anybody I've known. And he thought about these problems, and he came to me. He was 61, I think, had all the money way beyond what he needed. He didn't care about it. He'd like to give it to people. He had all kinds of good things he wanted to do. And he said, for a year, I've been worried about my business, TTI. And he said, I've got all the money I need. The family's got all the money that I need. But what do I do with the business? These people have helped me throughout my life. And he says, I could sell it to a competitor. If I sold it to a competitor, they'd fire my people and keep their people when they put it together. And if I sell it to a private equity firm or something, they'll be figuring their exit strategy as they sign the papers. And he said, oh, I've been thinking about it a year. And he said, it isn't that you're such a great guy. He says, it's just you're the only one left. And we bought it, and we lived happily ever after. And that was a man that knew what life was about. So with that, let's go on to Becky.